Good morning and welcome to all BSc second year students of Fishery Science, semester 4th, paper 9th, that is Fish Gear and Craft Technology. In this online lecture series, we have discussed various aspects during last few online lectures, in which materials used in manufacturing of fishing gears. In these materials which is to be used for manufacturing of fishing gears, the first we have seen natural materials, the material which is to be produced by natural way, by natural manner. That materials either plant material, these plant material is also called as vegetable fibers, and second, animal materials are the animal fibers. From these plant fibers, 4 types of plant fibers, and from animal fibers, 3 types of animal fiber, which is to be have seen. Then we have seen the synthetic fibers or man-made fibers. Number of man-made fibers. Recently, these are to be developed and formed day by day to use the materials, to use these man-made fibers for manufacturing of fishing gears. Then last part we have studied the basic forms of yarns or the basic forms of synthetic fibers and the types of yarns, and how these basic forms are, how these synthetic fibers these are to be identified, which are the tests. On these tests we can identify these fibers, these material these are to be good, these material these are to be used for manufacturing of fishing gears or not. Test of water test, solubility test, burning test, melting point test. Then basic forms of yarn, that is monofilament, then staple filament, monofilament, staple filament, means all these various types of filaments, basic form which is to be used, and in this basic form these materials these are to be used for the manufacturing of fishing gears on large scale, or the ropes and nets these are to be manufactured. Now in today's part we have studied that is materials used in manufacturing of fishing gears, and in these materials we have studied that is properties of fibers. These fibers which is to be, we have selected the fiber which is to be used. In these fiber, which are the properties, that is physical properties, biological properties and chemical properties. These fiber which is to be perform the properties, and in these properties which are the important properties, which are the properties which is to be found seen, these properties which is to be have seen today's lecture, that is properties of fibers. Properties of fibers, yes. It is essential to know the properties of different types of fibers. It is essential to know the properties of different types of fibers prior to their selection of construction of fishing gears. It is essential to know the properties of different fibers of these fibers which is to be used to construct the nets, to use for the manufacturing of nets, or it is to be used to manufacture of ropes. Then prior to use these fibers, which are the properties to select these fiber, which fiber is to be choose, which fiber is to be we can select, why these are to be select, that is the properties of these fibers prior to selection of the construction of fishing gear. We have seen the properties of these fibers. The properties of materials can be broadly classified. Properties of materials can be broadly classified into physical properties, chemical properties and biological properties. 3 types of properties these are to be seen. In these 3 types of property, first physical property, second chemical properties and biological property. In these properties, first we have to see that is the physical property. Which are the physical property? In these physical property, the first physical property is to be seen, and that physical property is the density. Why this material these are to be select? Why this material these are to be choose? Which is the density of these fibers? The first is the density. Density is the mass per unit volume. Density is the mass per unit volume and is expressed as grams per cubic centimeter. It is to be expressed as grams per cubic centimeter, that is G per centimeter square. G per centimeter square. Density is nothing but the mass per unit volume and it is expressed as grams per cubic centimeter in bracket, that is gram per cubic centimeter square. Fibers of low densities, fibers of low density, that is below 1.00 gram per centimeter cube, like polyethylene and polypropylene, PE and PP, float in water and hence hold more weight, held more weight. The sinking speed of netting will be increased with the increase in density of material, because density of these synthetic fiber or density of these material is nothing but the density is nothing but the mass per unit volume and it is to be expressed as grams per cubic centimeter. Fibers of low densities below 1.00 gram per centimeter, like polyethylene and polypropylene, PE and PP, float in water and hence hold more weight. The sinking speed of netting will increase with increase in density of material. That's why this density, these are to be important, these are to be most useful in the physical properties. This property of the fiber is of significance in the construction of certain gears. This property of the fibers is of significance in the construction of certain gears, like the surrounding nets. The density of cotton is more than many synthetic fiber materials. The density of cotton is more than many synthetic fiber materials. Among the synthetic materials, PVD has the highest density of 1.70, followed by PES. PVD is the density of 1.70 and that of the PES is 1.38 and PA 1.14. Means these synthetic fiber, that is PVD, the density is to be 1.70, then PES the density is to be 1.38 and PA the density is to be 1.14. and due to this density material, means as compared to the low density material such as PE and PP, these are the low density below 1 gram per centimeter, whereas the density of these PVD above 1 gram, that is 1.70, PES 1.38 and PA 1.14. These cubic gram per centimeter square, and this density is to be more as compared to the PE and PP. This is the first property, that is the density. Then second, breaking strength or breaking load of the material. How much load is to be tolerate, how much load is to be can be loaded by these fibers. Breaking strength is the maximum force applied to a specimen causing it to rupture or break. What is meant by breaking strength or breaking load? Breaking strength or breaking load is the maximum force applied to a specimen causing it to rupture or break down. तुटने किंवा रप्चर होने. It is expressed in kilogram force. It is to be expressed in kilogram force. Special machines known as breaking strength test or dynamometers are used for determining the breaking strength. Special machines that special machines are known as the breaking strength machines or the breaking strength tester machines, or it is also called as dynamometer machines. These dynamometers, these are to be used to determine the breaking strength. Breaking strength is expressed in terms of tonicity and tensile strength. That is, breaking strength is expressed in terms of tonicity and tensile strength. What do you mean by tonicity? Tonicity, it is the breaking strength per unit denier. It is the breaking strength per unit denier measured as T m per dot denier, and is expressed as, that is tonicity, expressed as, it is the breaking strength per unit denier measured as T in bracket m per denier, and is expressed as, that is tonicity is equal to breaking load in gram divided by total unfactive is called as tonicity. Then second, tensile strength. Tensile strength, it is the breaking strength per unit area. Tensile strength, it is the breaking strength per unit area, and is expressed as kilogram per meter mm square, kilogram per mm square. For fishing net, twins and weight strength, is more relevant, or it is to be more relevant as they are used in water. For fishing the net twins, the net weight strength is more relevant as they are used in water. The weight strength is determined by keeping the specimen. In water for 12 hours and testing it immediately thereafter. Means for fishing, tensile strength is to be determined when the net is to be keeping in water up to 12 hours, and after these 12 hours, that is tensile strength is to be measured. Both polyamide and PYAA lose strength in wet condition. Tensile strength in wet condition, whereas PES, PE and PP remains unaffected. Means when PES, PE and PP, these netting materials or the nets which is to be manufactured by these three materials, PES, PE and PP, these are to be unaffected when it is to be deep up to 12 hours. There is no any effect of water. But PA and PYAA, when these are to be deep into water up to 12 hours, they can wet and lose the strength, and they can affect. That's why these tensile strength is to be affect. These are to be seen on these two materials. Then breaking strength. Second is that is next property is the breaking strength. This is the calculated length of specimen. Breaking length is nothing but the breaking length is, this is the calculated length of a specimen, the mass of which is equal to its breaking strength. The mass of which is equal to its breaking strength and is expressed in kilometer. Breaking length is equal to breaking load in kg divided by weight in gram per meter. Weight in gram per meter means breaking length is to be measured. This is the calculated length of a specimen, the mass of which is equal to its breaking strength. That strength which is to be measured in kilometer, it is to be called as breaking length. The following formula can be used to convert the breaking length into tonicity. Which are the formula? Breaking length is equal to kilometer is equal to 9x tonicity, and this breaking length is to be measured in gram per denier. It is to be measured in gram per denier. This breaking length property is to be measured. Then next property is the elastic properties. Elastic is the property of a material. By virtue of which it tends to recover its original length. And safe after removal of the trace causing elongation after removal of the stress causing elongation. Extensibility and elastic recovery. Extensibility and elastic recovery are the part of elastic property lysings. That elastic property is the property of a material by virtue of which it tends to recover its original length and shape after removal of the stress causing elongation. Extensibility and elastic recovery are the parts of elastic properties and elastic properties length. Elastic properties length. Next is the extensibility. Extensibility. This is the property of a material extension or elongation under the influence of a force. What is meant by extensibility? This is the property of a material extension or elongation under the influence of force. That property is called as the extensibility. That property is to be called as the extensibility. Extension or elongation. Extension or elongation. What is meant by extension or elongation? This is the increase in length of a material during a tensile stress. During a tensile test. That is, this is the increase in length of a material during a tensile stress test expressed in units of length. Expressed in units of length. That is mm or centimeter, millimeter or centimeter. Test is to be expressed into units of length, that is either millimeter or either that is centimeter. More often it is expressed as a percentage of initial length. As a percentage of initial length. Extension at break. Extension at break. This is the total extension at break. This is the total extension at break. It is expressed as a percentage of initial length. It is to be expressed as a percentage of initial length, and it is to be calculated that the extension at break is to be calculated. Extension at break is to be calculated. Extension at break is equal to length at break. Length at break minus initial length divided by initial length into 100, and is to be calculated with this formula, that is extension at break. Then P, polyethylene, polypropylene and PVA have a more extension at break, followed by polyamide and polyesters, The extension in weight condition increase in polyamide, and PVA, whereas it remains unchanged in the case of other synthetic material. Means PE, PP and PVA have a more extension at break, followed by PA and PS. The extension in weight condition increases in PA and PVA, whereas it remains unchanged in the case of other synthetic material. That's why this extension break is the another important property to measure its strength, to measure its physical property. Then that is elastic recovery, the ability or to recover elongation. Last we have seen the elastic property. Here elastic recovery, the ability to recover elongation is called as elasticity. The ability to recover elongation is called as elasticity. That is, polyamide has exceptionally high elastic property. Polyamide has extensively, or it is to be exceptionally high elastic property. That is near about 98% polyamide is a elastic recovery property which is to be seen. The next property is the water absorption. It is most important property, water absorption. How much quantity of water is to be absorbed by that netting material or that nets when these are to be deep into water, and how much material these are to be soaked water. Depending upon this, whether these are to be water absorption more, then these nets, these are to be brittle, these are to be decomposed, or these are to be readily degraded. That's why this is the property of netting material, to absorb water when immersed in water and expressed as a percentage of dry weight. This water absorption is important. Materials, especially natural fibers like cotton, absorbing more water pose difficulty in handling. When cotton material, when natural fiber, these are to be used to collect to prepare or construct these material, then cotton is to absorb more water and it is to be easily decomposed, it is to be easily readily that is degraded. PE and PP do not absorb water, that is polyethylene and polypropylene do not absorb water at all, whereas polyamide, polyesters and PVA absorbs a little water. Means as compared to natural fiber, these synthetic fiber, these are to be absorb less water, and hence due to absorbing less water, these natural synthetic fiber, it can be used on large scale to construct the different types of nets for fishing or for that is manufacturing of nets. With this, some properties we have seen up to here. These properties summarize here again. Which are these properties? Properties as physical property, density, then breaking strength or breaking load, tenacity, tensile strength, breaking length in kilometer, elastic property, then extensibility, extension elongation, extension and break, then elastic recovery and water absorption. All these properties, these are to be seen up to here. In next part we have see the next physical properties, how these physical properties, these are to be affect on these material. By using these synthetic material, this type of net, these are to be constructed, or these net, these are to be manufactured, and these material, these are to be the synthetic fibers, not the natural fiber, and net, these are to be prepared, and this net, these are to be used to capture, to catch the fishes in inland water as well as in ocean water. With this we have see the prior to construct the nets, prior to manufacture the net, that is properties of these natural fibers or synthetic fibers. Then we have see the these. Thank you all of you.